It's now my great privilege and pleasure to be able to introduce to you and to present an honorary doctorate to Douglas Baldwin, Jr. Our commencement ceremony is enriched by his presence with us. Mr. Baldwin, will you please approach the podium so that we can honor you for your professional excellence and your service to others. You once said in an interview with the Seattle Times, "I'm not the fastest, the strongest, the most athletic, the tallest." And yet, from the moment you stepped onto the field as an undrafted free agent in 2011, you brought to the Seattle Seahawks a winning mindset and a boundless heart. A two-time Pro Bowler and the team's third all-time leader in receptions, you were a force to be reckoned with during your 8 years in the NFL. You helped lead the Seahawks on multiple playoff runs, and of course, that magical ride ending in triumph at Super Bowl 48. And yet, as incredible as your achievements were on the football field, your second act is proving to be even more impactful. You are the founder and CEO of Vault 89 Ventures, a venture capital firm dedicated to dismantling barriers that have historically marginalized individuals in our communities. With a degree in science and technology and society from Stanford University, you've founded and lead Ventric, a software company that promotes health and wellness. Your personal convictions, humanity, and commitment to equity and justice show up in all that you do, whether as a leader in business or in the community. You were instrumental in establishing and serve on the board of the Players Coalition, an NFL player-led organization advocating for criminal justice and education reform. Serving on the board of directors for Valor Worldwide, you support the military community. As a member of the state's Clemency and Pardons Board, you review criminal cases and provide recommendations to Governor Inslee on the parole status of eligible inmates. And thanks to your vision and leadership, the beautiful new Family First Community Center will soon open in Renton to provide youth and families health, wellness, recreational, and educational opportunities. Among other well-deserved recognitions, you've received the Martin Luther King Jr. Medal of Distinguished Service in 2018 and the Paul G. Allen Humanitarian of the Year Award this year. Douglas D. Baldwin Jr., Seattle University sees in you a reflection of its Jesuit mission to build a more just and humane world. And today we proudly confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Will the chair of the Seattle University Board of Trustees, Patrick Callens, please step forward to assist?
Whew. What's up? Hold on. Let me double. It is still morning. Good morning. Let's try that one more time. Good morning. There we go. Whew. Okay, so they gave me 15 minutes to talk. And I was thinking, like, what does 15 minutes feel like to you all? To me, it's a long time to talk. So bear with me here. First and foremost, before I get started, I just want to say thank you. I am incredibly honored to be here with you all today. Thank you to Seattle University for giving me this opportunity to share just a small part of this amazing and special day for all of you. I'm going to ask you to give me some grace. I don't write speeches. And the reason being is because I need to be in the moment. I need to be fully present with you in this special occasion. I need to feel it in order to let my words just flow and come from a place that is actually a place of knowing. And so, I'm gonna be honest, I was trying to figure out, like, where would this place of knowing start from? And I was talking to my wife last night about this, and she was like, well, think back about your commencement speech. And you know, it's funny, I was actually asking some friends, I was like, hey, you know, I'm gonna be doing a commencement speech. What do you think about this? And one of my friends, she was like, you know, commencement speech is like one of those moments where you don't really remember it unless the speaker was really bad. And, to be honest, I was thinking about it. I don't actually remember my speaker at commencement speech. And so I hope to do as well as they did today. Look, my background, it was in sports, right? And so for me, it was just about repetition, right? In order to be the best receiver that I could possibly be on the field, I had to get reps, practice over and over and over and over and over and over again, so that when I got on the field for game day, it was like second nature, right? Full transparency, I have never done a commencement speech before. So I have no idea what I'm doing right now. Truly. Again, I hope it's not bad, right? I think our brains are hardwired sometimes to remember the bad over the good. But I want us to take a moment to really be present in this moment and realize how good and special this moment really is. You can clap for that. And so this is not going to go 15 minutes. But, when I think about what you all as graduates would want to hear from me or a speaker, I can't help but think about my daughters. I'm a new father. I feel like a new father. I have 3 daughters now. And yeah, girl dad. And they're driving me crazy. But I couldn't help but think about what they would want to hear from a speaker when they're in your shoes, when they're sitting in your seats. You should be honored and proud of this moment. In a world full of instant gratification, graduating from a university is anything but, right? I think y'all know that, right? The struggles, the perseverance, the tenacity. I just remember coming out of a class one time, taking a test, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, we did our best. I remember those challenges and those struggles, and you should be appreciative of the work and the effort that you put in to be here today. And to the parents, to the family members, I know you're proud. And congratulations to you, because I know for some of you parents, it wasn't all rainbows and butterflies either, right, to get them to this point. But you did it. And that's a testament to all of you that are in here. And so when I was thinking about what I would say, thinking through the lens of my daughters, right, I got something I want to share with you. But I want to preface it with something. I'm 34 years old. Standing up here before you, I kind of feel this imposter syndrome because I'm 34 years old. There's a lot older people up here. Much older than me. And they have a depth and a breadth of wisdom that comes from an experience that I just don't have yet. But I do have some experience. And as a 34-year-old, I want to give you everything that I have at this moment in my life. Now, that's not to say that what I'm going to say to you today is right, is the right answer. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that right now, in this space, in this present moment, I'm grateful and honored to give you everything of me. When you look out in our world, we see a lot of challenges, a lot of division, a lot of conversation, a lot of topics that are just really sensitive and hot to touch. But you all, you're the next leaders that are going to be out in our world having those conversations, discussing those topics, pushing the boundaries and raising the bar and raising the standard. You all are going to do that. And my daughters, my 4-year-old, my 3-year-old, my 11-month-old, you all are going to be paving the way for them. And so I urge you, I beg you to take this seriously. I beg you to take this seriously. Life is full of challenges, as you know. And I don't want to miss this. Yes, we are here to celebrate you all for the hard work that you put in to get to this point. Congratulations. Truly, congratulations. And I know you know the challenges that you had to face to get here, but I got to warn you, it's not done. Life is not done. And life is hard. And it's going to bring you challenges. And at times, you're going to suffer. That's just the reality of life. And when we go through life, life presents us with these opportunities and with these questions that sometimes we do not have the answer to. You know what I'm talking about, right? Y'all feel me? Life presents questions, and sometimes we don't have the answers to it. When my daughter was born, my first daughter was born, I was like, how the hell am I going to raise this little girl in a world full of challenges? I didn't have the answers. I still don't have all the answers. But when life presents you these questions, there needs to be a foundation from which you answer those questions from. There's 3 core values that I try to live my life from, and I want to share that with you. Again, I'm 34 years old. I'm not saying that these are right. I'm just giving you everything that I have right now here in this moment. Number 1, I need you to be honest. I need you to be honest. Not necessarily just with the person next to you, but I also need you to be honest with yourself. When you look yourself in the mirror and you say that I want to be this person or that I am not this person, I need you to be honest about that. Honesty, that's just a posture of respect, not only for the person next to you, but also for yourself. You need to be honest, because if we're not honest about the problem, how can we ever get to an honest solution? Be honest. Number 2, be curious. Be curious. Never stop learning. Curiosity is just a posture of humility. None of us have the answers. None of us have all of the answers. The person next to you, their perspective is just as important as yours, because they're either going to strengthen or challenge your perspective for the better. My therapist, when my wife and I were, before we got married, we're going through marriage counseling. And our counselor, she told us, she said, sometimes conflict is the price of something deeper. And when you're in the midst of that conflict, you have to remain curious to understand that you may have a perspective that differs from the person next to you. And that person may have a perspective that differs from your own. But together, when you work together, hopefully, you can come to honest solutions. And then the third one, that is the most important and probably the most difficult. Be forgiving. Be forgiving. I don't know if you guys know this, but we're on a planet. A little rock in the galaxy, in this universe. We're tiny. And on this rock that's spinning around the sun, all of us, regardless of where you come from, what your cultural background is, what your skin color is, what your social economic status is, what your sexual orientation is, regardless of any of that, you are a human being on this planet just trying to survive and thrive. And when we're doing that, in the process of that, we're going to make mistakes. We're going to do things that we wish we hadn't done. People are going to do things to us that we wish they wouldn't have done. But we're human. We're all trying to figure it out. We're all bringing our baggage and our trauma and our generational trauma at that to the table in the moments when we interact with each other. So keep that in mind. Look to the person next to you and recognize that they are just a human being on this planet trying to survive and thrive. And when you do that, you recognize them as the human being, and you're willing to forgive them and give grace. Now, all of this can be summed up into one word: love. Love. I'm going to try to wrap this up because my 15 minutes is almost up. Love. Be honest, be curious, be forgiving. All of that really is just love. Now, it wouldn't be me if I didn't talk about what really drives me, what really motivates me, what's my core. I'm a man of faith. I believe in Jesus Christ. When I say that, I don't mean to offend anybody. I really don't. When I say I believe in Jesus Christ, I believe in what he preached. The two greatest commandments, which were love God with all your heart and love your neighbor as yourself. Now, the question can become, what does love mean? Well, he gave us a definition. He said love is patient, kind, is not boastful, does not brag, and my favorite part, does not demand its own way. Love does not demand its own way. Because if it demanded its own way, if love was forced on you, that's not love. Love is a choice. Love is an option. Every day that you wake up, you have options. You have choices. You have questions that are presented to you. And I hope that you all take those questions in your life seriously, because my daughters deserve it. The impact that you're going to have on our world, my daughters will be impacted by that. And again, I beg you to take that seriously. So I'm going to say this one more time. Be honest, be curious, be forgiving. And when you go out in this world, whatever you do, quite honestly, I don't actually care what you go on to do. What I care more about is who you go on to become. And when you go out in this world, whoever you become, whatever you do, remember one thing: spread love. Spread love. Spread love. Spread love. Again, I want to say thank you for allowing me to share this special moment with you all. Don't take it for granted. Even the parents, don't take this for granted. I got to be honest with you. I don't remember my commencement speech and my graduation that much. I don't. It took me this amount of time to get further removed from it to actually realize how special of a moment this is. Don't take it for granted. But I also want to remind you with one thing too. This isn't the end. Keep going. Keep going. Your parents, your family, my kids, we need you. This world needs you. This world needs you. Please don't take that for granted. Please continue to be honest, be curious, be forgiving, and please spread love. Thank you.